feel like I could do a lot better, but then, I don't know. I feel like I'm doing fine now, so I guess that's not really affecting me. And then my parents don't like me going home because they said that I'm going to be distracted with my friends. So that's true. I feel like that's completely true, but I don't know.
Okay, so you kind of talked about how your happiness affects your day-to-day life. Do you want to talk about that a little bit more, or elaborate that at all?
I guess being unhappy makes me feel like I don't really want to do anything. So it might like affect my schoolwork, but recently like it hasn't. So
it's a problem that you've been dealing with a little bit better lately, it sounds like.
Yeah, definitely.
That's good. Right. Do you want to tell me a little bit more about any other problems you've been having or anything like that? Or any adjusting issues or...
Well, I feel like I want to make my parents happy.
Okay.
But then I should be happy too. So I want to make the right choice, but I don't want to make them unhappy. So I'm still conflicted there.
Okay, what choice do you think would make them happiest?
If I stayed here.
Okay.
But I don't know. I guess I still have time to figure it out, but I guess maybe just talking to my friends would help. I guess hanging out more, focusing on my studies.
So it kind of seems, once again, you have these two kind of worlds. You want to please your parents, but you also want to be happy with yourself, and you're unsure how to kind of like put them together. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have you explored any other options or routes you might take besides just staying here and waiting it out, or have you thought about
actually going back home?
Mm-hmm.
I've thought about that, and I think, well, I applied to different schools back home, so we'll see how that pans out, but for now, I think I would be happy, but if I go to a school where I don't really know anyone at that school, it's going to be very difficult too. And then adjusting would be difficult because the schools I applied to are public schools, so it's a lot different than this private school. And this is one of the only private schools I applied to. So I think that made a huge difference. And I think in public schools they have like lectures of like over 100 people. And that could affect how I learn coming from here, like 2 years here, so I know like the programs and how like the teachers interact with the students. So I'm not sure how it would be back there. So I've thought about it both ways. Yeah, but not sure which direction to choose.
Okay. So you said that your relationships with your friends aren't as strong here as they are in California. Does that seems like it must be pretty hard for you?
Yeah, I feel like it is because I feel having the social life is pretty important to a person, I believe. And, you know, like your interactions with others, you know, like your friends, you could be around your friends and they make you happy. I guess just being around people can make people happy. So having not that close friendships here is kind of difficult because then I don't really have anyone I could really talk to. So sometimes I feel like I'm alone and, you know, I just stay in my room or like eat alone. So, you know, that sucks. But I guess that's how I've grown to be independent almost. Like, I don't need anyone else to be with me when I do things.
And when you talk about independence, is that something that you strive for, or is it something that your parents have pushed you towards, or how have you come across kind of your independence?
Well, when I was back home, I guess I was dependent on my parents. I mean, what other, I guess, high schooler wouldn't be? And so, like, the parents, like, you know, paid for everything. But then I had this brother, he was independent, but not independent. I don't know how to explain this, but he never asked my parents for much, I guess. Only like to make him food or something. But he would go out on his own. He would buy his own stuff. He still doesn't like borrow money from my parents for anything. And then, so I guess one time when me and my parents had a fight, they're like, well, you know what, your brother doesn't even rely on us. And I guess they felt like I was very dependent on them and that they had like that edge on me, I guess. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
It sounds like they almost had a control or a hold on you because you were more dependent on them financially than your brother was?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So I think after that fight, I was like, okay, you know what, forget this. I could be on my own. I don't need you guys. So I think that's where like it kind of started maybe from there.
Okay.
And then since then, just like, okay, I could just do this on my own and then show you guys and then make myself proud, but then in the end, I guess make you proud too. That you might have a successful daughter. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds like a kind of a difficult situation to be in to not feel like you can fall back on them, because then you're kind of, you know, you want to prove to them that you can do it on your own too.
Yeah.
So that might make it hard to move back home as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then what's interesting is that I guess if I do move back home, I would have to live back in their house. So I would kind of like abide by their rules since it's still their household. Yeah, over here I do whatever I want in that sort of way. And they kind of have no say in what I do because they don't even know what I'm doing, I guess. Or like they don't have like the day-to-day basis of seeing me every day and like, okay, where are you going? So
Yes.
yeah, so I guess going back home I kind of lose that independence. Yeah.
It'd be hard to kind of, you know, difficult to gain what you have here and then have to kind of go back and almost start from square one almost, it seems like.
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest issue about going home. You know, I don't really... To start all over again, it's going to be hard. And then here I already have everything. But which would I prefer? Which would make me happier?
It's a difficult decision.
It's a difficult decision. Life decisions are hard.
Yes, they are.
So, I'm not sure. Still in the middle about everything.
Well, our time is almost up, but thank you for coming in today. I think we made a lot of progress, and I'm excited to meet with you again and maybe discuss a little bit more about this problem and maybe a little bit more about you.
Okay,
But is there any questions or anything you have before we go?
No, that's it.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.